really excited about this upgrade. We did this upgrade in our Valor 42V13 toy hauler. We did this in our Alliance Paradigm 340RL fifth wheel, and now we're going to do this in our Alliance Delta travel trailer.
That's right. We're at RV AirFlow Systems. We're going to get a RV AirFlow insert and the AIRDIRECT vents. Do you want to stick around and find out what the data tells us? We're going to nerd out from start to finish and tell you every bit of information about this and how awesome this system is.
Especially since this travel trailer has 2 ACs, our toy hauler and our fifth wheel have 3. So we want to maximize the air conditioning, and we're going to give you all those nerdy stats. So stay tuned.
This is an anemometer.
That's right. I want to make sure I use the right term.
And this is a decibel meter.
Perfect. Well, you've seen the redneck version that we did on our Paradigm where I got the anemometer off of Amazon and the decibel reading was an app on the iPhone. Well, we figured this time we better do it right. So we're over here with Art at RV AirFlows at his factory. He's got the real tools to actually do it. We're going to have the decibel reading, so you'll hear before and, or well, you'll see before and after. Doubt you'll hear it with our microphones. And then we'll actually be able to look at the velocity coming out of each vent. This is going to be exciting. He's going to supervise to make sure I don't screw anything up, and if we do, it'll be on film.
It's actually on that valve.
Yeah, I was going to say it's flipped of a lot of the Alliances. It's
Yeah,
like
no,
the
you typically it's bedroom, and then these are direct dump. Now
Yeah.
they got the opposite.
Now they got it. Yeah, and this is the first one I would say that it's like a real actual, I don't want to call it track system because I know it's proprietary, but the ducting actually goes, I would say, majority of the coach. Usually they're all direct dump. So
Yeah.
I'm excited because this is the first one that we've had. There's only 2 ACs. So this is going to matter a lot to us because there's only one living room AC.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Well, let's get started testing. We'll just go through the coach. We've got the layout.
So right now we have air conditioning on, right?
Yeah, we've got it on high right now.
Right now we're at 54.2,
54.2.
which is pretty good.
I'll turn this down to make sure it stays on. Yeah, that way it stays on.
And we're at 30.3.
I'm sure it's based on the system, but I'm going to find that this is going to be the weak one, just based on, you know, the non-scientific hand approach.
36.3. 6.3. And then we got 2 left. And you were right, this is 17.8.
I just, when you put your hand up there, you can just tell it's like, oh, there's not as much.
Well, so the vents that are
Further.
at the end and at the front are typically the strongest because there's nowhere else for that air to go. And this one we're at 40.2.
Oh, exactly what you said, the first and the last. Huh, almost like you do this all the time.
Kind of. Kind of. 40.2. Okay, and then we're going to get a decibel reading. So I always do this at my ear level, and since I'm the only one that really does the test, or always does the test,
It's standard.
it's standard because I'm not getting any taller.
I never even thought about that. When we did it based on pillow.
So I try and put it right at my ear level. 63.6. All right, so that gives us all our before data, and then we'll do all the math and after. So let's get to the install.
All right, let's, I guess we can start with the AC. Let me turn this off. Good thing is it's not hot today, so it's not going to be miserable.
Right. All right. And let's go ahead, pop these out.
Bring your butter knife.
Right? The butter knife's where the magic happens. What's the secret? My butter knife.
Never trim your fingernails before you do an install.
That's expert advice, y'all. Fingernails.
did a good job on the plenum installation.
They did?
So,
Did you hear that, Alliance? Good job.
the one thing that I always want to kind of showcase is it's very important that these ducts are actually open. Sometimes they forget to slit them, but you see how small this is and how small that is? Your duct actually,
it's like double that,
goes the whole width. So sometimes we just need to be our best friend and actually ensure that our duct.
Wow, you can see that goes all the way over here.
So if we were gonna go back and retest, we could do that comparison too if you wanted. But it's just something that I do typically see.
I'd say it looks better in here than our last one.
Yeah, it's really clean. It's kind of like it's brand new.
Right? It is very new. We haven't even slept in this thing once yet.
I'm just going to say, I love your shirt, Chris.
You know, if you go to venturesomecouple.com, you too can get to enjoy every moment shirt. And look at that. Shameless plug. Oh, here's the good stuff.
So we do one thing really well.
So, if you're doing this on your own at home, which this is completely a DIY thing, you can get the instructions, and Art's done a really good job to tell you if it doesn't fit, call him. He's even put a tape measure on there, and it explains it with pictures. You know I'm all about that picture life. They also have the exploded version that shows you exactly what each part looks like, and a very thorough step-by-step how to do the install. And if you want to see me hack one up, check the video at the end of at the end on the description. Oh, I screwed that all up. What is it called?
Okay. The video at the end.
There you go. Words are difficult. Hold on. He needs to go. This is a different sticker. I like it.
Yeah,
Oh, look, it's gonna
I
go
tried to clean it up.
All right, we'll put the sticker on when we're done. We need to focus on the things that matter. So what Art's putting in right there are the, what do you call those?
These are duct inserts. So this is what soft seals against the side of the diverter, and then also seals around the port for the ducting.
I don't want to give them the wrong verbiage. I'm like, the thingy next to the doohickey. It'll fit.
It saves me from adding pop-ups.
Yes, it does.
And then all we have left is the diverter. So we'll just go ahead. I like to ride up on these columns here, these support columns in the middle. So all we're going to do is go up in between them at a 45-degree angle and rotate up and push back. That should be good to go.
And that's all there is to it.
That's all there is to it.
So that then forces the air into the vents, or into the ducting that will increase the airflow coming out of the vents. That's why this insert's really important. It also stops it from getting air going back and forth, right? So you're not getting it where it's sucking back into itself.
Yeah, so we have a clear separation between air return and air supply. It's a closed loop system, right? And so we want all of that air coming through the RV and then coming back up in through the air return. So it's basically before stock from the factory, and we've done the same thing for the last 30 years in the RV plenums. It's blowing cold air straight down into a square box plenum where it whirls and swirls and fights itself. So you're only getting about half the volume and velocity directly out of the plenum. And so all we're doing is taking it directly from the base of the AC, smoothly transitioning that into the ductwork, and that keeps the volume high and the velocity high. It's simple plumbing.
Almost like somebody should have invented that. Oh, that's right, you guys did. Oh, here you go.
I always try and do the front first, just so then it's supporting the bracket.
was way too easy.
You got the easy one.
Oh, I see what you did by doing that. Change the needle.
Yeah. All right. So typically I like you guys to use inch-pound torque wrench, but I've done a lot of these installs so I know how it feels by my fingers and where I want the compression to be. We're just looking for about a 1/4 inch of compression.
And the reason compression is so important is that's actually the piece that's pulling the AC down to make sure that it stays sealed on the roof so you don't get any water coming inside. So that is something that's really critical. Not too much, not too little, just right.
And we're good to go.
Now he makes that look way too easy.
Let's go ahead and turn this back on so I can feel in the corners. So I always like to come around and I feel in the corner, and we're not leaking any air from the supply into the air return, but I do like to seal it. So
Which he gives you the tape to do that.
Should we tell them how long it took our first RV AirFlow install?
That doesn't matter. Those are details. I can tell you it wasn't as fast as Art doing it.
True.
Hey, we got it done, and it worked well. Obviously, because we're on our 3rd trailer going, this is a mandatory item. We haven't even spent one night in this RV yet, and we're already here getting this done. That's how serious we take this.
Yeah, because we want everything all set up.
Got to have perfection, right?
Absolutely.
AC matters.
And good airflow matters too.
So because I don't want any unfiltered air going back up through the air return, I always take these and close them 100%.
Oh, to kind of lock them in place.
And just lock them into place. Just something super easy, super simple. These are RVs. We take them down roads that have big potholes and take them off-road behind mountains.
That we do. Start handing you.
And so we are leaving the air shower plate out, just as it says in the instructions.
This is what he's talking about. This is what got left out. That comes from the factory. You don't need that any longer. Save it, because these work on all the same ACs.
All right, and then now this is the part I really like. So since we left that air shower plate out, before we only had access to about 1/3 of the filter where it would go through the air return. Now we have access to 100% utilization of these filters. So the more air return you have, the more air supply you have. So your goes into is equal to your comes out of.
And that's because of the way it's designed. It's actually recessed up. So you have the gap here. So now instead of it just being a firm wall, which would have been basically this on the interior is what you would have saw. Now you have it all the way across. That's where it comes in.
That part's not going back in either.
Nope, this doesn't go back in. This is the factory piece that we no longer, I won't say we don't need, but we don't need it for this.
And now we'll test. Oh, sorry. 63.7. So we didn't have a gain. And sometimes that's because of the wind noise.
I was gonna say, this thing is so close to this, you're blowing right on top of it.
So we'll see how we did. So that's 87.6.
87.6. And to put that in perspective, we were sitting at 54.2.
This one is 27.4. This one's dancing, and it's because there's, can you hear that?
Yeah.
So we got to pull that down, and then we got to take that away.
There's some issues with the way it's in the ducting, so it's not getting optimal flow.
I'm sure we can fix that.
Well, we're going to be putting the AIRDIRECTs in, so that's going to make a big difference. These are going to come out anyway, so part of that will be actually looking in there and then cleaning up the ducting and putting some of that aluminum tape in there. But I don't know if you can hear it. Let me see. Slapping in there, so I don't know if that came through on the mic. Probably not. You do a good job of noise canceling.
So we were 76.7 and 34.1.
So from 17 to 34, from 36 to 76. So you got a double, 30, and this one we've got a little bit of a issue. So we'll look at that one once we open it up. That's the one that's flapping at us.
I'm excited to see the bathroom stats.
74.2.
74.2, so a 34.2 increase in the bathroom. And that's CFMs, right? That's our volume measurement?
Yeah.
Yep.
What did I say it was? 74.2? You said a number and I forgot mine.
I think he's getting excited about your nerdiness.
Oh, yeah.
So we'll look at that vent after, but let's go ahead and do our math. 0.2 plus 17.8. So then that's 88.3. And I got 36.3 plus 54.2. So that's 90.5 plus our 88.3 equals. So before we were 178.8, and then after we're 74.2 plus 34.1 plus 27.8. So we are now 136.1, and we are 76.7 plus 87.6. So 164.3 plus our 136.1 from earlier brings us up to 300.4. And since I'm not smart, I do have an app for that.
Exactly. We all have those percentage calculator apps. It makes life way easier.
Actually, I have to argue you're smart because you do have an app for that.
You're right. Smart enough to go, hey, wait a minute.
Where is my percent increase calculator?
While he's doing that, you want to go put the sticker on the sticker board?
He's mathing. We can put the sticker on the sticker board.
.0%.
There you go, right at the top. Fits in the mountains quite nicely. And I like the new sticker. He said the number over here that I heard that was really incredible.
So 68%.
68% gain in our CFMs coming out of our vents, and we're still going to figure out what's going on with this one, which we'll call vent 3, which is the duct, this one. Wow, 68%, that's incredible. So needless to say, if you're a Delta owner, you need to go and get this system. Definitely call us. We've got a coupon code. You can call Art.
And we got a link.
And you got a link, which will be at the end of this and also be down in the description. And of course, you guys know, if you guys see us at the rallies and you want to come take a look at the system, let us know. And if you have technical questions, we'll answer what we can. If we don't know, we've got a resource.
Thanks, guys.
Wow. We'll put the link in the comments so that way if you want to save some money on your RV airflow systems, we'll get you set in the right direction.
Perfect.
Doesn't this just pop out?
Oh, don't break it.
I
got a tool for that.
He just wanted to see if I was going to go all Hulk smash on it, and I was.
You gotta have a hooky tool.
A hooky tool. There's a little recess piece in there that's holding it in place, huh?
Yeah.
That's incredible. 68%.
And so, a lot of the time, the laminate lining, and you can feel exactly why we're getting less out of that.
Oh yeah, there's a big old hole.
There's a big hole.
There's a big hole. It's basically right here. Can we pull this down to show that? Will it show?
We can try.
Oh no. Well, yeah, it probably will because we might be able to get the camera up there.
So since we increased the volume and the velocity inside the ducting, or that air is trying to find anywhere it can go.
So right now it's going into what would be, I don't know, our
The attic
space. All right, come here, Martha. So if you see, this was cut back to give you a perspective. That's the knuckle of my finger. So we've got a solid 1.5 inch gap from where the duct here hits the vent, which leaves this gap right here. So the air is coming out of the ducting and then going to the vent, but it's also going in our attic. So we're losing a lot of velocity. So if we tape this up right here and have it come out to the edge, that'll force the air out of the ducting, and then we won't be losing anything into the attic. And then we'll be able to see exactly what our CFM is after, once it's cleaned up. And this is something that you could actually do regardless of what brand you have, what manufacturer you have. If you just pop your vents down and check it, like Art showed us right in the beginning, you can open up the ducting just by checking the tape coming out of your AC. You can come over to all your vents, check there, and then add the same type of tape just to increase all the airflow and make sure that it's not going anywhere it shouldn't. And then you take a system like his that just absolutely optimizes everything. You're going to get the best performance out of a 13.5 AC is now performing as best as it absolutely can. And we're not even done. Stick around when we do the AIRDIRECTs. That's going to blow your mind because he's got another patented piece that we're going to put on that's going to really increase the airflow. It's an awesome system. You know how we know? We already have it on our Paradigm. I add one little spot. There was a little hole on the side. I felt it when I put my finger up there. There, we're still losing. Do it again with that on, can see a bit. Just to see.
You see how it's dancing?
Yeah, it is.
Well, let's put this on because
Yeah.
that might back pressure.
All right, got to keep it scientific around here.
The only effective change we're trying to achieve is in the plenum for
Right.
show. So right now we're at 47.3.
So it did make a big difference.
Yeah.
And this one was sitting at 30.3 and then 27.8.
So, and this is where, I don't know, this is the nerd in me. Like, I always want to test the same as I did before.
Right.
So now that we introduce this, that's a variable change, so that might change how much I have out of that vent and how much I have out of that vent. So I'm always cautious when I'm doing testing. I never want to change the vents from before and after because, as I said, I'm only trying to show what we're doing in the plenum.
Right.
But
by cleaning that up, now you've introduced a massive change in your CFM. I mean, you went up, what, 12, or no, I'm sorry, 17 in that one.
So let's check these and see where those are at. What were we before here?
Is this going to be 1?
This will be 2.
2, so 34.1.
And so right now we're at 31.2. And then the bathroom.
Bathroom's 5.
And so this one is 74.6.
Yeah, that. I think that was. I'm trying to see your numbers.
Same.
74.
So that'll be 74.6.
So it was 0.4 increase.
74.6. And then
So I read it
34.1.
wrong. Way to be that guy.
So we'll do 31.6. And I have horrible handwriting, so
Yeah.
I do apologize.
You're a doctor in your second life.
Not for long.
Do we need to test this one?
We can test those two too.
Now you going on nerd?
So we do split the air 50% left and 50% right. And so typically the air that's on the right side stays on the right side. But it can back pressure and show through.
I got
And
you.
so right now this is reading 92.2, which is
Increase.
5 points. So 92.2. And then 76.3. And we were 76.7. So now we'll remath.
Air is an interesting thing, isn't it?
It never does.
One change here impacts everything else on the system,
It never does what you think it should.
which must make it for a lot of fun R&D for you, right? Because you're always going, oh, it should do this, and it did something different.
I'm always chasing it. So 76.3. So now we're at.
So the reason I wanted him to test the other couple of vents, even though it's on the other side, is that we want all the nerdy stats. And come to find out, it did affect the numbers just a little bit. Art is recalculating all the nerdy stats for y'all, and we'll find out soon.
So now we're at 322 even for a total of 80% change.
80% change. Tell you what, if you own a Delta, you need an RV AirFlow.
That's almost
User-
like adding an AC to your unit. Right?
Yeah.
I mean, literally, if you had 100% improvement, you would be doubling what came from the factory. In essence, you would be the equivalent of adding an AC. That is mind-numbing.
I can already tell the difference right now because I can feel the airflow going all around the RV. So that's huge.
And we're not done.
No, we're not done. There's more, so stick around.
Did you get that on camera? He said he...
So what are you doing, Chris?
I'm turning the AC off. Art just said he's cold.
I am literally cold.
It's a good thing you brought his coffee.
Right? If we make his coffee cold, that's going to be a problem. We're going to be heading down to Starbucks for his favorite place.
Please do. All right, since we tape this one will be hard. If you want, Chris, you can start hooking these off.
Absolutely.
Well, at least it's not a box knife.
Wow. Oh, come on.
Opposite. Opposite.
What do you mean opposite? Like, what am I?
Oh yeah, you're right.
Okay. I was going to say, I see
My
the
bad.
flap. I'm just trying to get it to...
Watch your finger.
Speaking from experience? There we
Only
go.
a little bit.
Got it.
Let me grab these vents.
That's rude.
It's a good thing you brought me a gift for Mother's Day.
Wow. You're going to get me... That was her choice, not me being chauvinist. Don't y'all come at me like that.
Tell them why, because it was on sale.
And we got a brand new RV, and we're leaving the other one for the new owners because it's hard installed in the Paradigm. It's not bad once you get the technique.
One more in the bathroom.
Yes, dear.
So you're going to have to put the box in there.
Are you guys gonna want this installed in every vent?
Sure. Yeah.
It's going to be pretty chilly when you take a shower.
That's fine.
You'd prefer that, huh?
Well, we got instant hot water.
Oh, we got on demand.
From the hot water heater.
Oh my God, it's not a hot water heater.
Okay.
I'll start pulling these out. Well,
A razor knife. Let me go grab a tool here real quick, guys. Sorry.
so I'm pulling out the actual insert from the ducting. So this is the part that goes up into the ceiling into the actual duct track, or that's what it's called, ducting. Yes, into the ducting. So it's the bottom, the base piece of the vent. And then we're going to be putting in the AIRDIRECT, which is a patented system that ART has as part of the RV AirFlow Systems. And what it'll do is it'll increase kind of the downforce. It'll be forcing more air out by the design, which we'll show you that in just a second. Woo. Definitely glad we got a vacuum. That was nasty in there.
Just a little bit more. So there's about an 1/8 inch difference from my vent to what your diameter was before on your vents. And so essentially what I'm just doing, instead of getting out like a Sawzall or anything like that, we're just going to use an X-Acto knife. So we're trying to increase the diameter by an 1/8 inch.
And then you'll notice there's significant difference in the way it looks. You got this piece here on the top, that's the factory one, so there's nothing, it's an open hole. And then we'll have Art explain all the, as Martha calls it, the nerdy stats behind that.
I'm a huge nerd. So the other thing, guys, that we always want to be cognizant of is where is the vent placed within the duct, okay? And so this vent is situated towards the inside of the duct. Here you can see
The wall of it.
the wall of it. If you look back in here, you can't. And so as air comes out of the plenum and into the duct, it wants to push all the air to the outside of that duct run. And so as it's coming down, the majority of the air is out here. The least amount of air is on the inside. And so ideally, we have middle placement, because if that vent is situated towards the inside or towards the outside, air wants to travel around that duct. And so then you get poor volume of airflow.
And now by tuning yours, you kind of...
We can kind of grab. So I like to have these perpendicular to airflow. So as it's traveling front to back of the RV, I want to grab as much of that air here. But if I'm offset towards the inside, I'm going to angle this towards where the air is on the outside.
Makes good sense to me. Just forcing it out.
We got to go a little bit there. I do not like using razor knives.
So is there like a standard size of a vent? And
There's a lot of different options.
So they're not all like the same diameter.
They're not
So it's
all
not
the
like
same.
you can
Some
just...
are,
Yeah.
some are 4 5/8, some are 5 1/4, some are 5 inch.
Gotcha.
Some are deeper, right? So some of them don't have as much of an attic space. So that means that the lip that goes up into and connects to the duct is shorter. And so these don't work with all RVs because of that. So it's based on truss size.
Gotcha. So far they've worked on, well, we know they'll work on the Valor, the Paradigm, and now the Delta. So if you're an Alliance owner, you're in good shape. These do work. It's like everything. Some assembly required.
Anything RV.
Yeah.
We're going to fill that void too. one.
Oh, wow. So will you tape over this then, or you don't even need to?
So we will.
Gotcha.
We will. Because it's the same gap as was there before. So we need to seal
but we just
it.
can't feel it as well.
And then, so each of these AirDirects come with 4 screws. Some vents come with 3 screws, which is why I had to wait to release them.
Right.
Because I had to source screws.
Oh, I can show them what's in there. So when you get the AirDirects, of course you have the vent itself, and then you have screws. The best part is they already have the white head, so you're not going to end up with black, brown, or silver, unless your trailer has that. Do you change the color based on the trailer, or do they get white screws?
You can have any color you want, so long as it's white.
Perfect. There you go. Every option under the sun with white. Nothing you can't fix with some nail polish, right?
Right.
All right, are you happy with that?
If you're happy, I'm happy. It's all sealed up and yeah.
And so as you can see from a parallel, I angled it towards where the air volume is going.
He's talking about up in here, Martha. Come look at right up in there, the fins.
Yeah. See, if we were installing this, it would be pink duct tape somewhere.
Pink duct tape. That's a mandatory.
And they did the same thing here.
So it's on the inside or the...
Yeah.
Oh no, the walls this way?
Yeah.
Oh wow, it's way up against it.
Which is okay, right? And so we know that when we take our trim cut, we're going to want to come out this way.
By trimming it that eighth of an inch that way, we're basically getting it an eighth of an inch closer to center, and then with the AirDirects, we're able to move it just a little to try to maximize the downward force. In a perfect world, like you said, it might be over, 6 inches. I don't know, but
I think you did great, Chris.
Look
Have a little
at-
more self-confidence.
Yeah, because you lack that self-confidence, don't you, babe?
Oh yeah, I definitely lack confidence. It might borderline on insanity, but I'm confident. Just same thing, going in using the metal, the little HVAC tape, and making sure everything is smooth. Put it up there, tuck it in behind, make sure it touches.
Great job.
Thank you, darling.
12 to 19% at the vents. Or we'll have a balanced across the whole system. And so I don't know what's going to happen. It's going to be really
And that's
exciting.
because it had such a massive, 80% increase just by doing the insert. So we'll see.
Also, this is the first one.
This is the very first one on a Delta. Yeah. So we don't know. This is not a drama or clickbait. Let's see what happens.
Proof's in the pudding.
Yep.
Let's put her back on. Cool. High fan. Oh, there we go.
Well, we got air.
And it rained.
And it's not going flap, flap, flap no more.
All right, let's see. This is 48.1. You want to write, Chris?
Sure. You tell me what number to put it on. I got to...
48.1 on... Actually, let's do this. Sorry, guys.
You're going to clean it up?
I have horrible handwriting and a weird way of doing things. So just do 48.1. So always think of rear RV, front RV.
Gotcha. So we got 48.1. Got it.
And that one is 96.2.
Wow.
And then we'll do door side here.
In the lovely sister, honey.
So I can always tell when it's going to be good because this fan spools up.
Yeah.
So this is 96.4. And then this one.
You're not sealed on the right side.
Oh, am I not? So 48.9.
48.1.
And then let's see this bathroom. This is the one that's like screaming. Okay, so 71.6. So that's exciting because that means we had increases
On every,
and
yeah.
and I think it's more balanced
I
throughout.
think you're right. We'll see for sure, but I think you're right. I think the math came out better now. So you're not getting 90 on one side and 30 on the other.
48.1. And do you have the pen?
Oh, sorry.
Oh, that's a tactical. 168.6. And the 96.4 plus 96.2. So 192. Is that right? That's not right. It can't be right. Is that right? It is. 96.4 plus
Yeah, that would be 192.6.
Wow, that's a lot.
Chris can do voodoo math in his head.
Why am I struggling over here with a calculator then?
Yeah.
Use a calculator.
So
paper,
168.6 plus 192.6.
I've always
So,
been able to do it in my head.
Our final is 361.2.
And where did we start in perspective?
And we started at 178.8. So overall, I think we effectively added a second air conditioner.
I think it's over 100%, right?
So 102.013%.
You saw it. You've seen the math. You've seen the decibels. You've seen the CFM. This is not edited. This is real. What's our code, Martha?
BC Valor 15.
Our code is BC Valor 15. You need to come get this system, especially if you've got a Delta. But this will work on most RVs. Definitely reach out to us, let us know, and we can get you in contact with Art and his team if you have a specific unit that you want to know if this will work. But 102.1% increase. 102.01% increase. We effectively added a second AC just by optimizing the one that exists. And we can still run two ACs off a 30 amp.
Link in the description.
The link will be in the description. It'll also be in the comments. Let us know what you think. We'd love to get your feedback. Art, any final words? Because I'm just geeking. This is ridiculous.
So this is really exciting stuff, guys. I've done a lot of tests, and I know I've done over 1,000 installs. I know I've done over probably equally so testing before and after. Before this video, my highest was 99.1% improvement. And today it's record day. We just broke a record.
You heard it. Record-setting day. This is the highest. And I'm glad we're here to actually film it. That makes so much. It's easy to say, my product's awesome, but when you actually can film and show all the data and be able to back it up, there's nothing better than that. That's incredible.
I believe we're one of the only RV products out there that has a performance guarantee. And so it either does what we say or it's your money back. The proof's in the pudding, right? I mean, I love before and after comparisons, but this is very exciting stuff, guys.
This is awesome.
So thank you for the opportunity to share.
Well, thank you again for the opportunity. We've been partners for, 3 years now?
Yep.
I mean, that's why we just rave about your products. They work. And as you said, American-made, sourced locally, engineered and designed here. This is all American product right here in Elkhart, Indiana. So we're excited. Like I said, we haven't even slept in the darn trailer yet, and we've already got it installed. That's how serious we are about this.
So what's great, Art actually owns an RV. So not only does he work this lifestyle, he lives it too. So he understands everything you need to know about these air conditioner units. All right, let us know what you think down below in the comments. We're stupid excited about this. We're going to link the discount code in the comments and the description. Thank you, Art, once again.
Thank you, guys.
And don't forget, like and subscribe. If you haven't already, ring the little bell so you know when our videos come out. And other than that, enjoy every moment.
Thanks for watching.